video, and today we're going up against the Denver Nuggets. We lost our previous game, and we lost to the Portland Trailblazers. And yeah, man, that was a hard feeling, but I want to bounce back and win some more games. But yeah, man, catch you guys in this episode right now. I'm going to begin. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Almost time for the playoffs, man. Almost in April. Probably get it done tomorrow. Or on the weekend. But, 2K15 was good. It wasn't a no lie, though. I try to make my teammates get involved with my passing. But every time that was open, they made it. I'd say 3 out of 5, they made it. But sometimes they pass me the ball to shoot the ball and make it too. Well, just 2K16 though. I don't know how I'm doing that too. What I'm doing that.
Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg.
We can get this win, man. Hopefully. We're trying,
looking forward to the return of Ben Gordon.
Yeah, but so far they've been doing just fine without him. They took on a much different look when he went down, but it seemed to have suited them. They've added a few dimensions to their game that maybe they didn't even know they had before.
Sometimes it's one of the strangely beneficial things about an injury. You start to figure out other dynamics to your team. You step up and develop. And now, once he's healthy and he comes back, you're actually stronger than you were in the first place.
Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Aflalo and Chandler are on the wing. Dixon is out there with Kenneth Faried. And Lawson at point guard.
Great looking bounce pass to set up that play.
And so here's Orlando. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
They found themselves up against a hot team that night, Kevin, and they just didn't have the manpower defensively to shut them down.
Guys, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed us. They never strung together any stops like they needed to.
Wilson Chandler, a versatile forward, Steve, in his second season out of the ball.
I like him, Kevin. He's strong enough to play inside, quick enough to go three-point range on his shot. So very versatile player.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Got to be able to get some hang time to that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. You got to glide in, reverse it home. So sweet.
No good from Watson.
Wilson Chandler, 2 seasons now removed from hip surgery, showing no young effect last season. He started at the small forward spot and replacing the injured Danilo Gallinari.
Now, here's Trump. Following the miss by Watson.
Bro, you gotta make those, man. You gotta make those.
It could be a 3-point play.
You gotta make those, Fry. You gotta make those. Gotta make those, Brian.
What you like about Chandler, an inside-out scoring threat, and he's an explosive finisher around the rim, too, with shooting range that stretches out beyond the arc.
And Vucevic, no good on that.
Nikola Vucevic has a basketball pedigree. That's pretty impressive. His father played professionally in Europe for more than 2 decades, including for the Yugoslavian national team. His mother was a player as well. So you might say his DNA was set up to play the game.
Out of bounds as Orlando moves possession.
Super defensive play. If that pass gets through, it's probably 2 points.
And he knew that. He knew if he gets through, it's a score. So that's why he sold out for it and got a handle.
About 2 minutes play here in the first quarter.
Come on, Fry, make it, Fry.
Here's Fry. Denver grabs the miss.
Dang, that was not an
And
open shot.
Vucevic, a growing celebrity in his native Montenegro, building on his family's basketball legacy.
Yeah, Vucevic, perhaps not a household name yet in the United States, but the way he's begun his career may not be the case for long.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Oladipo dishes to Harris. Followed in Oladipo. From the baseline. And the jumper is on the mark. Oladipo's got 6.
The pick wasn't ultra effective, but he got in just enough room for the score.
A follow outside. He kicks it to Lawson. It's in a screen on Harris. Lawson drives in. A follow outside. From downtown. They get it again. Hits it with the bucket.
So they
A follow with the Denver
several times
Nuggets?
already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
Now here is Harris. He had a 15-point out in the last game against Portland. And he drops him away. Harris has got his first basket of the night.
It's just a case of two teammates working perfectly together, one setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Lawson kicks to a follow. Back to Lawson. Outside Lawson. Back to a follow. Fires for 3. And that one's good. Aflalo's got his first bucket in the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Yeah, he had to get that shot off quickly because the defense was all over.
Yeah, that's the key, Steve. The quick trigger. Any hesitation, and that shot gets blocked.
Now here is Harris. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland. Harris kicks to Oladipo. Shot from 12. Denver grabs the miss. Dixon's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
The team that has unfortunately come up for this Orlando franchise is their inability to keep franchise talent for long. Which you think both Shaq and Dwight Howard in their exits.
Well, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
There's Oladipo, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Really opened up for him there.
He sure did a good job getting it started before the defense can get itself set.
He's Harkless comes in for Channing Frye. And Fournier subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Big group substitution here for Denver. JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver. Comes in for Kenneth Faried. Andy Foy, he's checked in for Wilson Chandler. Robinson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Now, here is Foy. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Heat in Miami. And another miss by Denver.
No excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up on the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Well, over that break, I listened in on what head coach for the Magic is getting across in the huddle. If what I heard holds true, I'd say their pick and roll is going to be their primary offensive weapon to make sure that the guys do. That should be the play they run until the defense shows they can stop it. He said also that their offense needs to be a patient one. He told them, don't rush things. Use as much of that shot clock as you need to. So still in the opening quarter, and already some adjustments being made. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
He's so good at recognizing where the openings are and getting the ball to the rim.
Magic leading by 3. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. On the dish to Harris. Over in the corner, Harkless. Harris outside. Right wing. Fournier pass to Harris. Gordon with the screen for Harris. And he gets the shot coming off the pick. Harris has got 6 points. 9 seconds left here in the first quarter. Afflalo with it. Charity swipe shot. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Magic up 5. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center. They took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, difficult game for them to lose, guys. A very tight one. But they expected to beat that. They couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Steve, you're right. I mean, they've got no one to blame but themselves here. I mean, it was a subpar performance according to their normal standards, and that's why they came up short.
In a moment now, to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Denver. Afflalo is out there with scoring, and there's JaVale McGee, and it's Robinson in at the 1.
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately catching in with that mid-range jumper.
Now, here's 4. Not a lot of room. Pocket 6. Robinson down low, defended by Harkless. Orlando leading by 7. Payton dishes to Fournier. Harris kicks to Payton. Pass it to Harkless. Magic moving the ball around. Fournier for 3. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. The Nuggets trail by 7. JaVale McGee, a 7-footer with length and athleticism, can certainly play on the perimeter defensively. Guards the rim so well. He can reach over 2 feet above the rim.
That's unbelievable. You look at him, having all the physical traits you look for at elite. And the question for McGee is just his decision making and his development, his focus. He's capable of making a spectacular play, but can he make the fundamental one? And that's what's held him back to this point.
And McGee's flair for the unexpected, if you want to call it that, has made him a blooper reel regular. I mean, if he can just focus on being fundamentally sound and stay away from the extracurriculars, I think he could be one of the best centers in the game.
And he knocks down the first one.
And JaVale McGee, Andre Blatch, applying to play for the Philippines in the World Cup this past summer. They're shy when it comes to breaking with convention.
Vucevic checked in for Orlando. Victor Oladipo comes in for Fournier. Big group substitution here for Denver. Nurkic checked in for JaVale McGee. Kenneth Faried comes in for Jarrell Arthur. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Aaron Afflalo. And it's Lawson in for Randy Ford.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just roll him automatic. He doesn't miss when he's low.
Let's check out with Doris Burgess.
Hey, Kevin Jay, in that last game against the Trailblazers, boy, was he tremendous. He finished with 15 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also came away with a season high for rebounds. His performance will be a high note in what has been a disappointing season catching for his team.
All right, Norris, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game, or has it taken its own physical?
I think it just depends on the individual, Kevin. Probably depends on how he's feeling physically overall. But usually a guy who has a big night like that, it's going to carry over just the confidence and carry to the next game.
And I would not disagree with you on there, Steve. There's something about confidence in this game that really fuels you, energizes you. When you perform well, and you feel like you can do it again and again and again.
Chandler's shot.
Great outside shooting fueling this one.
And the defense getting bombarded. They just haven't been able to slow him down.
How about 3 minutes long in the second quarter basketball?
Now Denver in the post-Melo years has been a direction of good players, but you always have to wonder if they're low ceiling because this team does not have a so-called superstar.
That's good. He's got his first bucket of the night.
Boy, nice work inside. Tough to get that shot over a big defender like that.
No, that takes skill and creativity, Steve, particularly on the release to make sure he doesn't get a hand on it.
And Denver with a change here, too. Hickson's checked in. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brian Shaw was giving to his team. He told them they should be dedicated themselves to hitting the offensive glass with everything they've got from now on, even if that means it takes them away from defensive transition. The other thing he discussed with them was that they should be forceful with the ball. He said if they see a gap in the defense, they should go straight to the bucket. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Here's Oladipo. Nate Robinson making his last shot. Harkless pitch to Oladipo. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by the Nuggets. Fareed's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Lawson's against Oladipo. Lawson pitch to Robinson. They double him with 3. Now, here's Robinson. 9 points in the game so far. Fires at the elbow. And he knocks down the jumper. And it's a 3-point Nugget lead.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second. Well, you talk about effort and energy being a skill. Some people talk about those things as skills. And Kenneth Faried is a 10 out of 10 in that category. A 6'7" power forward, his athleticism and relentless motor allow him to play much bigger than that.
And guys, Faried not the most skilled offensively. Most of his points coming on fast breaks, garbage buckets, dunks inside.
Yeah, but he's developing a decent touch from around the foul line area, which is a nice addition to his offensive arsenal, Kevin. But the big thing is, he's just one of those guys who you can never let your guard down against because he's constant energy.
And that was a check in for the result. And both free throws were for Lucci. Nuggets have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Lawson outside. There's the pass to Chandler. Faried a screen on Green. Faried right side. Oladipo against Robinson. Denver needs to get off the shot. Faried, no good. Orlando trailing. Harris outside. Oladipo sets the screen for Harris. The drive by Green. Harris passes to Oladipo. The Magic again can't hit. Denver's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Lawson. Here's Faried. And good work on the boards to pick up the second chance points. For each got the lead up at 3.5 for the Nuggets. Magic have gone only 2 of 7 for the field since the second quarter got underway. 1 second separate in the shot clock in game. Harris gets to Green. He dishes it to Front. Pocket 6. Fires, high post. And J.J. Hickson pulls it down. Hickson's got his 5th rebound in this one. We're through 2 here and a good one. Denver on top as they end the second quarter and a 14-4 run. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. These are the types of halves where we are helping ourselves out by making clean passes. They haven't caused us too many problems in the passing lanes to this point, but we still have a half of basketball to play. One place we've had success was in the low post on offense. Great positioning. Good job finding the open passing lanes and getting the ball in tight. And what I want to see more than anything is everyone working together to get open looks. Let's use picks. Let's keep the ball moving around. And when we get someone free, let's get it to them. We know we can take their best punches and hang with them. Now it's time to hit them with everything we got and see how they handle it.
We have a post-ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Look at Nate Robinson, he's really been playing well.
You know, he spoils us with his performances game in and game out. And so far, just another big scoring night for him.
Typically, when he puts up that many points in the first half, he's going to follow it up with a better second half. We'll see if that happens here. right now. First in opponent points per game. Second in fewest turnovers per game. And when we look at the free throw shooting numbers, not very strong. Top 20 in the league. That begs for improvement.
Now, those are impressive numbers. Points per game first, as you mentioned. And that's just a case of a team playing extremely hard on a night-to-night basis. And it's also a well-coached, disciplined approach because you can't play good defense unless all 5 guys are on the same page at one time.
Here's Oladipo. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. 4 on the shot clock. Vucevic with the money.
3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now.
Hi guys, over that break I was able to catch the message Brian Shaw was giving to his team. He urged his guys to get after it on the offensive. Single shot, extend possessions, and cash in on some second chance points. The other thing he discussed with them was that they should be more sure with the ball. So if they see a gap in the defense, they should go straight to the bucket. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks again, Boris. Here's Harris. Ty Lawson making his last shot. Oladipo dishes to Gordon. Here's Harris. And a big bounce after one, but it sinks right in. Harris has got 6 in the quarter.
So it's been a great start for this offense here in the second half. 4 for 4. Fareed is screen on Harris. Chandler is screen. And low to Fareed. And stolen by Gordon. Pushing it up. Comes up. And slammed up by Harris. It almost feels like Tupac coming off the steal like he did.
And especially the fact that it ties the game, Clark. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, we're right back to even.
And Denver has possession. Following the bucket by Orlando. Here's a follow. Offline with the baseline jump.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that big. Victor Oladipo, the same college coach as Dwayne Wade. And other games actually draw some comparisons. Clover 6'4", strong, huge wingspans, and explosive athletes with that ball handling ability. I think Oladipo has a great future.
He gets the whistle. Contact in the way up and 2 shots coming up. And Oladipo all around 30. Rebound. Hands. Looking to fill it in one shots.
And again, we see the parallels with Dwayne Wade, although not as tall, not quite as long as Wade. His charisma and passion will remind you a bit of Dwayne Wade in terms of his game. It's nice basketball, man. You can do a lot with that when you get going.
Little rhythm.
Yes,
Here
sir.
comes Oladipo.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Fry. And Evan Fournier is subbed in for Oladipo. Denver also making some changes. JaVale McGee is checked in for Reed. And it's Foy in for Wilson Chandler. Third quarter of basketball here in just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Harris outside. Takes it to Harkless. Harkless gets a screen from Harris. Magic moving the ball around. And Harris gets it to go. And it's 6 by Harris. Harris has got 3 assists now in this one. The Nuggets trail by 4. And Lawson with the drive. Not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Lawson's got 4 points now in the quarter. Orlando, they've gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the field here in the third, coming out of the break very hot. Harris. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Harris. He has 14 points, and he's also been picking up some nice assists here and there, too.
Well, he's going to have to continue to play this way, Clark, because this offense thrives on his passing ability, and they've got it going right now.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them this season, shooting about 78%.
That's good from Harris. Nurkic checked in for Denver. Robinson comes in for Ty Lawson. And Harris drops the ball. The Nuggets trail by 4. Foy, the pass to McGee. To the middle. It's stolen by Harris. And Harris off the drive. Shot is off.
This game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding is one thing that they've been able to dominate.
Yeah, they chased down that pumpkin off.
Here's Foy with the 3. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one. And Fournier gets to Harris. And it's rolling around the rim. Harris is at Trump now in this quarter.
He had said he was place on fire, fellas. This shooting has been off the chart.
Robinson drives in. Came out to a follow. The feed now to McGee. Ball's not loose. Here's Harkless. Shot's good. And now it's a one Magic lead. Breaking down some numbers here. The hustle stats for Orlando.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Here's Four. After the made shot from Mark. 6 to shoot. And a follow wide open. He shoots. 3-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, that ain't like their defensive effort at all, but they are lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. He left him wide open.
Pushing their lead to double digits. And that's 20 points for Jay.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Well, they've taken it up another notch, are looking very confident out there.
Robinson dishes to a follow. Over in the corner, Foy. That one's good from the corner. Foy's got his first basketball.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
The third quarter comes to a close. Magic lead by 8. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway.
Yeah, let's do it. I love the way this play developed. I think this offense really thrives off plays like that. It's going to be easy basketball.
Magic leading by 8. And Denver will start the fourth quarter. Chandler and Fareed are at the forward spots. Boyle's out there with Lawson. And it's Ibsen at the 5 spot. Now here's Harkless. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Well, they already had a stagger, and now all of a sudden they're throwing some haymakers.
Here's Jim. Fareed outside. And Voigt gets to Lawson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On the wing. And that one hits back on. It's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot. Steve Kenneth Fareed really raised in the game. There's so many great stories when he was young. He was challenged by his family in so many ways on the basketball.
Yeah, the story goes that his father once dunked on him and said, never let anybody do that on you again. And apparently his mother told him he'd never pass him the ball unless he was tough enough to go get the rebound. So, tough love, but apparently it worked.
That's good from Fareed.
And you talk about Fareed's upbringing. His mother, a high school basketball star in her own right, was fighting for her life against the autoimmune disease of lupus. She demanded that he battle just as hard on the court. And you can't discount that in driving Fareed to his greatness.
Full free throws good from Kenneth Fareed.
Kenneth Fareed ending up setting an NCAA record for career games. He said he felt like every minute was another day for his mother. And now happily she's doing better and he's playing the game he was born to play.
Now here's Peyton. Nixon tries to free himself up. Orlando again with the bucket.
This time the defenders were a little late to get it to him.
Lawson kicks to Chin. Nixon passes to Fareed. Chandler outside. Chandler with another miss.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
For three, Fry. And again it's Orlando with three.
Good shot, Fry.
Starting off game thus far,
Good shot.
his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
And Orlando making a change here. Harris is checked in. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brian Shaw was giving to his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them?
Now, here's four. Here's Lawson, and it's rejected.
It's a real difficult game for them offensively, and it's costing them.
Harkless gets Rolly. Count that one.
Every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Harris against Lawson. Off the run, and he lays it up and in.
I give him credit. He didn't have much confidence going in the first half, but he's picking up the pace here.
Magic leading by 13. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Here's Vucevic. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. First one falls for him. Aaron Clark. He's checked in for Randy Ford. And both free throws good for Lucci.
Can you believe the job they're doing at the foul line since halftime? I mean, they've been perfect so far.
Yeah, sometimes it's contagious. Everybody starts to get comfortable and relaxed, and everything goes in the hoop.
Now, here is Lawson off the screen. That one rolling around and runs out.
I'll tell you what, that's a good look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Here's Harris. Drops one in for the win. Harris has got 16 points here in the second half.
Impressive play there, and they have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
Chandler, no good. That's Orlando's goal. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And it's Harris off the drive. That's good. Harris has got 4 points in the quarter.
Wow, what an incredible run they're on. This is as good an offense as you will see.
Well, every single guy on the floor right now just feeling it.
Now here's a follow, and that one's good.
Start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and he can open up your whole game.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Harris against Lawson. Harris dishes to front. Vucevic the pass to Harris. Knocked away. Here's Harkless. Sanford corrects the miss. Dixon wide open. Trails the baseline jump. Left in the fourth. Harris, right side. Pass to Oladipo. Back to Harris. Pulls up on the wing. Kenneth Faried grabs the board. Faried's got his 6th rebound on the night. Lawson with him. Picked up by Harris. A follow pitch to Chandler. The three-pointer, no good.
He's been wayward just off about everything he's put up in this period.
Well, this could end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness. They really have to give it up for the Magic.
It's that way, Steve. And Clark, what effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys? Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, they definitely had a huge edge, and that's in their DNA, to push the pace and to apply pressure from an offensive standpoint. When they run the ball and take the floor of the offense like we've seen here, these are exactly the kind of games they can play.
That's fun basketball to watch.
It sure is. It sure is.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as move number 25.
You know, they wanted this one. The loss would have been a sweep in the season series.
I agree. They did not want that to happen. Even against opponents outside your conference, who you only see twice a year, getting swept is not a good feeling.
And you have to look back at this and see what a huge game it's been for Jay. He was extremely efficient offensively, getting looks, knocking down big shots all game long.
Here's Oladipo. Ty Lawson making his last shot. And here's Oladipo. Harris outside. Again, the Magic score.
They didn't take their time wrapping this game up. They pretty much did it in a hurry.
Yeah, they had a nice spurt to polish this one off.
Lawson against Harris. Lawson drives in. Harris hits it. It's good. Through contact, hits the shot and go to the free throw line.
Ethan Ryder, love what he does under the offensive boards, really bringing energy and life to his team.
Both teams changing it up here. That free throw good for Nixon. And so is Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you add?
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Nick, what can you point to as the team's primary strength for getting this win here tonight?
We were really good on defense, and then once we get started, we're very good on offense. We have some easy ones. We just get running, we never let it back in the game, and we're going to get this one tonight.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. That about does it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for watching. Now, here is our Jordan Player of the Game.
hope you're watching game film on that thing.
Why? Something wrong?
No, everything's fine, but...
Hey, spill it, Windbag. Whenever you can't speak, I know there's something up.
It's nothing. It's just, well, you know those guys who sell phone accessories at those kiosks in the mall? Bejeweled cases, chargers, headphones, like that?
Yeah?
And my uncle owns a string of those. Long Island, Brooklyn, Trenton. I used to work at them in the summer.
Okay, what they got to do with me?
If you don't sign a bigger contract in the off-season, I'm going to be working at one of those kiosks. I don't want to work at a kiosk.
But I'm doing all right?
Yeah, you're doing fine. I talked to a couple of clubs who might like to sign you. I just think that maybe you could step it up for a bit for the rest of the season. You know, the better you play, the more options you have.
Hey, don't even worry, man. I'm a ball. I got you. Ain't none of us about to work in no kiosk.
Kiosk. New badge awarded. Yours earned the bronze version of Pet Move Size Up Do in your proper vicinity to use size up dribble moves and set up your defender up. With this badge, you'll be able to use your size up move and break your defender down most easily than before. When getting ready to drive to the basket, you can purchase the silver or gold version of the badge in the attribute upgrades menu. Okay. Alright guys, if y'all enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Try to post mostly every day or every week whenever I have free time. And yeah man, I hope y'all enjoyed. Catch you guys in the next video.